Welcome home, Rep Pack. As you guys can see, we are working our way into the flea market here in beautiful Southern California. It does not look so beautiful though. It is kind of cloudy on this day, but it is also early. Incinerating sun that we have here in Southern California has not burned its way through those clouds yet. It is early. We are going into the flea market looking for all the stuff that we love right here on this show. Anything in regards of animation, of course, looking for the Nickelodeon goods, Cartoon Network, Disney, but anything nostalgic, like I said, 90s, 2000s, anything that I can add to my personal collection or some stuff that we can sell on our Whatnot stream or our eBay shop. So that way we can get those funds and bring them right back to our show to keep this show going and also pick up some more items for the collection. And today is going to be a special one. We picked up some items that are literally like once in a lifetime at a flea market. So let's go ahead and get started here. We went to 2 flea markets actually. The first one was pretty good and the second one got even better. So let's see what we actually ended up picking up at the first flea market though. We'll try to keep this one a little bit more speedy. So walking up to our first booth here, I always start in this aisle because there's a booth down there where she has some really awesome stuff. She always has really fun stuff. She's kind of like into geeky, more nerdy stuff like I am too. So I always go to that booth first because it's usually the one that has the kind of stuff I'm looking for. And I was filming in this day in particular because there was supposed to be a booth that she went through. A lot of stuff they get from these flea markets is from like storage units, and the storage unit that she had coming up this week was supposed to be like essentially like a Toys R Us like liquidation type of unit that they had. You know, I'll let her you know, the situation explain itself, but unfortunately they did not bring that unit, so we'll just go ahead and play that. I'm a little disappointed, but it is what it is. But next weekend hopefully they are going to bring in. I should be recording for that too, but we still had an awesome day, so let's just continue on from here. Yeah, let the clip kind of explain itself, like I said.
I just remember that, well, we just noticed that today was my niece's going away party, so we're actually picking up early at 12.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't bring the unit today.
Ah, dang.
Coming up next week.
Okay, for sure. So unfortunately they were leaving early on this day, so they didn't bring the unit, but it's okay. They're always super freaking sweet. They always hook us up with some awesome deals too, so sometimes stuff just happens. Unfortunately they did not bring that unit, but like I said, next week hopefully they bring it and I will be filming then too. But nonetheless, like I said, we did a killer job at this flea market, and we have another flea market we're gonna be going to. So I was starting off a little bit like, oh man, hopefully today is gonna be, you know, kind of a good one. I didn't know how it was gonna go. I always start off like that, but then things kind of start, you know, the ball starts getting rolling, things kind of improve as the day goes. I did look around at what she had here. There just was nothing I was really interested in. I almost grabbed these Barbies. There's a Victorious doll she had there for a while, but it's pretty damaged. I was really pushing it, trying to look for something, but didn't really see anything, so I'm probably gonna hold out till next weekend and see if I can find something I'm a little bit more interested in. But right next to her booth, there was this booth though that had a lot of like DVDs and stuff, and there was some promising stuff there, but again, there was a different issue on this one, that a lot of the prices were kind of what they go for. You'll notice that at some flea markets, there's probably 80% of the booths are like people just trying to like liquidate the stuff out. Like I said, there's storage units or different situations where they're trying to get rid of a lot of stuff fast, so therefore the prices are kind of there. And then you have some booths where the prices are kind of just at retail, and they kind of usually have the same stuff, but you know, it's fun for them and they just come and hang out. So this is one of those booths where most of the DVDs were about what they go for. It wasn't like a huge deal, but I did look to see if I could find anything. Again, nothing for me, but I did want to stop by and show you guys some of the DVDs they had. So like I said, starting off a little slow here, but then I went to this booth over here and they had the $2 for $5, so you got 2 items for $5, and they had some Pokemon plushies here, and they were pretty dirty, I'm not gonna lie, but I cleaned enough plushies in my day to know when they are salvageable and when they are not salvageable. So I saw these Squirtle there, the earphones or the headphones, very cute. The Eevee, I grabbed a Pikachu, and I feel like I grabbed one more, but I only have the 3 in my hand at this point. Let me see. So I did find this Scooby-Doo monster truck, so I grabbed this. I'm never not going to take advantage of a deal when it's 2 for $5. So I grabbed the 3 Pokemon plushes and the Scooby-Doo monster mystery machine. I think the mystery machine we sold for like $7 on my Whatnot stream. It ended up going a little higher. There was actually 2 of them. I didn't realize there was 2 of those mystery machines. There's another one right there too, but that one, you know, I got sold one of them, and the 3 Pokemon plushes will probably get somewhere between like, you know, maybe $8 to $12 for them. So instant win for getting all of that stuff for $10. Nice little start here, and they cleaned up fantastic. Like I said, there was nothing left on any of them. They were just a little bit of like surface level dirt, and that was a lot of fun, this little reach and grab thing. But at least we got the ball rolling. Like I said, it was a slow start here at this first flea market, so bear with me, but we got the ball rolling, and sometimes you just gotta break the ice and things start moving a little bit. Came over here to this booth. These guys always have some fun, like vintage nostalgic stuff too, so I wanted to take a little bit of a look. He wanted me to check out this Pokemon card here and find out if it was real, so I took a look. No, yeah, this would be textured. See ya. Yeah, it's fake, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh no, that's cool.
For sure.
I didn't know, man.
Yeah, they're getting better and better at them.
Oh, it's
yeah.
right here. Yeah, no, it was in that.
Oh, it was in this one? So yeah, he had found that card in that book, and if the card was real, it was about an $85 card. So he was a little bummed. I mean, not like super bummed, but you know, he was like a little disappointed because he thought, like, you know, it's like finding $80 in a book randomly. But I did have to tell him, unfortunately, it was a fake card. But the book, I was still able to give him some money because I was interested in the book. It's a black and white Pokemon book. This is the guide book that came with the game when it came out. I think I already sold that item as well. Usually I never do that where I sell the items before we film the video. I think I just mixed stuff up because we had another flea market video that I filmed, and I sold that one already. I think we sold it for about $14. But I have that book in my collection, an awesome cover too, so was able to pick that up. And he has a bunch of other cards too, and I thought about picking some up, but he's trying to get out of Pokemon cards. There was a lot of stuff there that I had already seen him have for a while, so I took a little bit of a look, and you know, I didn't see anything I needed. This guy's name is Hugo. He's the homie. He's awesome. Like, he loves Pokemon too, just like I do. So he does like the storage units type stuff too, and like goes in there and gets stuff out. And that's a hard freaking job. Like, people do not like understand. Like, it sounds like this like get rich quick thing where you just go in there and you just get all this good stuff. They go through a lot of junk, a lot of stuff they don't want to go through. I knew he would find a locker that had like a box or something with some sealed or like old school Pokemon stuff, and he finally did that. So I was super pumped for him because that's like the dream, right? You're like, the chances of that happening are pretty slim, but the fact that it actually kind of happened was sick. It wasn't like a bunch of stuff, but enough to where it's like, hey, that's pretty cool. And he didn't pay that much for the locker, so he was looking to get rid of all this stuff for pretty cheap. So he sold me 2 of these legendary collection boxes, 2 of these maximum gold boxes. I kept one of them and the 2 maximum gold boxes to put in my personal collection, but the maximum gold boxes are super sick. They have reprint art, so some of the original, we're talking about nostalgia, so a really cool set. I kept those 2 boxes, and I also kept 1 of the Kaiba boxes, but I also got from him these 2 garbage pail tins and also the top chrome, all for $70, and an amazing deal because just the Kaiba collection box here goes for $60. We have 2 of them, so that's $120. These garbage pail tins were going for about $30 each too, and we got the tops chrome here from 2020, and these go for about $50 as well. So just with that, we're looking at like over $200 in value for $70. Not bad at all. And then we are doing $10 each for the Pokemon plushies, because that's about what I will get for them usually on my Whatnot streams, and that's about what they go for, actually a little bit more than that on eBay as well. So we are looking at about, I don't know, Ryan did math. We're doing good though, I think. So already started. I told you it picked up a little bit, you know, a little bit of nostalgia from a different area that you guys aren't typically getting on this channel. Some Yu-Gi-Oh nostalgia. So come on, get happy. Okay, and then during this part, there's some copyrighted music, so I'm gonna sing over Axl Rose in this part while I still hunt for plushies. Sweet child, Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Sweet child of mine. I'm sorry. Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Okay, so you guys saw me pick up the Charlie Brown. I sold that one already. Again, I'm so sorry about that. I usually never do that. Something happened where some stuff got mixed up. So that one sold, the Charlie Brown with the Snoopy, for about 15 bucks. They were going for about 17 on eBay. But our nice find was this guy right here. This is Baby Bear from Sesame Street. And you guys may know Baby Bear, but he's not on the show as much as some of the other characters like, you know, Elmo or Oscar or any of those guys.
Oh, hi! I am drawing a portrait of Stiletto Eye.
I remember him, and that's kind of my thing, you know. That's kind of, I think, the one advantage that I have when it comes to doing this type of stuff is everybody has their niche, you know, whether it's video games, it's DVDs. The person that can spot this random DVD from the 1940s that's worth like $300 and nobody else would see it. And for me, it's character knowledge. So whenever I see characters that the average person would not even really know, he just kind of looks like a general bear. And then not just that, they don't have a lot of plushies. I don't typically see plushies for them. I always grab them. Weird always does good. And yeah, Baby Bear here goes for about $50 to $80. We're gonna go on the low end, 50 bucks, so not bad for $1. And then the same thing here for Barkley. Barkley you do not see very often either in plush form. He goes for about 20 bucks. And then Oscar the Grouch, or not Oscar, what the frick, Grover. Grover sells for about $12 plus $5 shipping. Again, Grover is very, very common. Grover has a lot of plushies comparatively to Barkley and little Baby Bear there. I'm calling him Little Bear. Baby Bear there. So not bad, turning $3 to, I don't know, it's 60, 90, 100. After fees, 65, 70 bucks, 5 minutes. Not bad at all for only $3. So I told you it's starting to pick a little up, you know, we gotta keep it moving, we're gonna keep it going, keep it pushing. I told you it's gonna keep getting better, all right? Yeah, I promise you. But unfortunately, that was it at that flea market. I had to do something right after that market, so I ended up going to another one a little bit later, which that'll come up right here. But I did pick up a couple other small items just to get some extra little like funds towards the collection, but nothing that interesting, nothing that's like the theme of what we like to look for here on this channel. So we're just gonna skip over to the next flea market. So this flea market, I don't think I've ever filmed at. The other one we filmed at like once, I think, but this is our first time filming at this location. And this one, the second we got in there, freaking things went crazy, guns a-blazing. We had to get in there. So walking into it again, this is the flea market you guys have never been to. I'm in the parking lot. I'm walking towards these freaking torso-less, headless, armless mannequins that always creep me out. And sometimes there's people that stand on the other side of them, and for a brief moment, it looks like it's their legs. But that's just how, look at that. See that guy right there? Almost for a second, it looks like that's his legs. I love that little moment when I walk by that section. Sometimes it happens. It's a pretty small market, but this market right here is absolutely fantastic because for whatever reason, I guess a lot of the people, they end up bringing their stuff to this show first before they end up going to the other flea markets, even sometimes before they bring them to the ones that I go to on Saturday, which is our big flea market day. So a lot of times you get the first dibs at stuff when you go to this market, but it is a little bit more of a gamble on if it's going to be that kind of day. But it was freaking fantastic as soon as I got in there, like I said. So we walked down a little bit. I always go down to the back of it because that's where all the good stuff usually is, and then it gets a little bit like less good as you get further out. No offense to those people with the booth in the back, but that's just my experience. But as I was going there, I saw this glowing spot of color, and you guys know me on this show. You can see it right now on screen. You can see all this black and green and orange and gray in the sky because it's still early, and you see this little tiny nugget of color. That's what I look for. Like, everybody has their different stuff. Some people look for DVDs, they look for like books, you know, they have a thing that their eye attracts to. Mine is these vibrant colors, and that's where I know that's the area I'm supposed to be in. So I saw all these plushies over there. We headed over there, and they were pouring out all of these plushies, and the plushes were awesome. There was Pokemon, there was some vintage stuff in there, and all the plushes were like $2 to $3 to $5 at the most. So I was digging in. So we're gonna like quick cut this together. I just went crazy. They gave me a bag. I just started going crazy and throwing them in the bag. When you're giving me the plush at $2, $3, $4 a pop, She gave me an insane deal. I'm throwing them in the bag. I'm not even asking questions. So I didn't think we'd have to do a freaking update already, but I got so many plushies that we have to do some kind of add up. Again, guys, when I get this much stuff, trying to look for comps for every single item is going to take forever. So I'll pop a couple up here and there, but as somebody who's very experienced with selling a lot of plush, I will give you my best guesstimation about what I'm going to get from it from my previous sales on Whatnot or eBay. And on some of the outliers, I will pop those up as well too. But let's check out what we got for 60 bucks. We got bins, bags on bags here, guys. So let's just get it. I don't even know where to get started. There's just so much. Okay, so out the gate here, we got Pikachu with this little like dandelion here. These are by Jazzwares. They made a lot of them. They always are pretty much worth like $10 to $15. If they're Pokemon Center, those kind of ones can go up a little bit more, but we're just gonna go in the low end and do $10 for Pikachu here. And this one actually is a Pokemon Center Bulbasaur here. This one goes for about $17. It's hard to tell on some of them because it's a character that has so many plushies, but I've been doing this long enough, you can just kind of tell by the quality. This is the Big Feet for Groot, and I do not have this one. You guys know I have been collecting Big Feet for a long time. I don't even know how many I have. I just keep putting them in my closet because I'm waiting to do a Big Feet collection because I love these guys so much. They're so cute. I want to wait till I have a bunch of them. I want to make a shelf around my bedroom with just all the little Big Feet hanging off their feet, you know, and just like kind of surrounding the room. I think they're so precious. So this is Groot here. I have Rocket, but I do not have Groot, so we get to add him. Groot is not like a more expensive one though. He's not super sought after, so I think he goes for like 10, maybe 15 bucks. New they're like 30, but some Big Feet, they can be like, you know, we're talking about like Boo. Like Boo is like 70 bucks from Monsters Inc. Like it just depends on which one it is, of course. We got Shrek here with his armor. This one's by Namco. These go for about $10 to $15 each, but like again, I'm not like looking for, you know, not every plush is gonna be freaking Baby Bear where it's like 60, 70 bucks. But if you can end up with like, you know, $8 to $10 profit on each one and you're only paying $1, $2, $3 for them, that's a freaking win. So Bulbasaur here by Jazzware, another $15 plush. We got Vampire Chuck E. Cheese. He goes for $20 actually though, because I kind of had a feeling he was because he's Chucky. Chuck E. Cheese stuff always does pretty good. Not as much as the newer Chucky like this guy, but because he's such a obscure like model, I felt like they probably didn't make a lot of him. It was probably like a Halloween type thing. So 20 bucks for him. We got Tweety, Batman Tweety. This one's about 15 too. And when I say 15, that's including the shipping. So that means it's probably $10 plus like $5 shipping. We have Scooby here with the fire department jacket. I would be surprised if he's less than $15. Found My Neighbor Totoro. He goes for about 10 bucks, but I have to make sure he's authentic though, because a lot of the Totoros, they just end up being fake. But I mean, it's really hard to tell on them, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say $10 for now. We have another Totoro here. This one actually looks a little bit more authentic. I would say about 15 bucks. We have the Kid Robot. Again, a lot of these are gonna be, I'm just gonna say like 10, 15, because that's a lot of these are. But that adds up, like I said, so we're already probably close. We're already well past what we paid. So about a $10 plush. This one right here, about $12. We have this guy right here, about $8. We got Riolu, about 8 bucks too. Jolteon here goes for about 15. This one actually might be a little bit more. It is a Pokemon Center exclusive 2015 like Christmas plushie, and the only one listed, they're asking $30 and it is used, but it doesn't seem like it comes up very often. So I think since it's got the tag on there, you could probably ask $30 for this guy. Wait till around Christmas time and it'll probably move because it's a discontinued Pokemon Center plush. So I'm gonna say 30 bucks. We have a Five Nights at Freddy plush, but this one is fake. You can usually always tell by these stupid strings they put in the back, but in the rush I just grabbed them. Get out of here, fake Freddy, freaky. We have this little Hawaiian flower Pikachu here, another $10, $15. We got the Angry Bird, they sell for 10. We got, I think his name is Gamomon. This guy sells for about 15 too. Baby Taz here, I think this is the Six Flags one, I want to say. This is Fisher Price. This one is so cute. I haven't decided. This one might stay in my collection. He goes for about $15 as well. This is the Celebration Pikachu. So there is a Pikachu for Build-A-Bear that is like, you know, like $10, $15. This one's a little bit more. It's like $20, $25. This is the 25th anniversary Build-A-Bear Pikachu here though. I think it goes for even more if it has like the little accessories, you know, like little, you know, voice box in there or something, but I don't seem to feel that, so about 20 bucks for him. And we got Yoshi, about $10, the freaking, the Tweety, about $10, and they're all like $10 plushies, okay? We got Sully. That was an intense roar. It actually kind of scared me. What is his face? He tried to make a ham sandwich. Why didn't you eat it cold? I don't know why his face reminds me of that. Anyway, he goes for about 10 too. But, and what do you guess about meter here? About 10 too. But that probably added up to a lot, didn't it, Ryan? I feel like we definitely beat our score, or beat our price. And I know that sounds crazy, but those $10 to $15 plushies, that's actually what we sell the most. Not everybody can afford to buy a $40, $60, $70 plush. The stuff that we move the most often is stuff between the $10 to $20 range. And we sell tens of those every single day. That stuff adds up really, really quickly. And that's kind of what keeps the shop and the whatnot streams running, is those $10 to $12 items. So I love getting those in. And those are really, as you could say, the main honey that keeps things running here. So I love that we got so many $10 to $20 plushies. But that is not it we got here. Let's keep it moving. So looking around here, another booth, they had a lot of electronics and stuff. This booth, sometimes they could price stuff a little high, so I'm a little bit like hesitant on what I end up grabbing. But I saw this sick blue snowball mic. That was actually the microphone I started my YouTube escapades on when I was 14 years old. Except for it wasn't orange like that. That orange color is sweet. Mine was like a regular white blue snowball. They had some other stuff that it looks interesting. So if you were wondering why I didn't grab it, it's probably because I saw it like a previous time I was here. So I already knew that the price they were asking was high, or it was damaged, or one reason or another I ended up leaving it. But going over to the other side here, I saw some more boxes of Plushie, and it looked hopeful yet again. I saw this SpongeBob from a distance. That's what caught my eye. I looked at these plushies first just to make sure, but it was a lot of really modern plushies that, you know, were like, you know, generic like girls and kids plushies that were like not licensed necessarily to like characters, more just like, you know, Barbie and like random, you know, unicorn stuff. But I left the SpongeBob because that one was pretty stained up. Typically I would do the effort, but it was clean enough to where I think somebody else will buy him. And then here you go, right out of nowhere, this lady comes and bam, grab SpongeBob. So as you can look at the freaking, I'm sorry lady, I know you probably didn't want to be on camera, but look at the smile on her face as soon as she grabs SpongeBob. Look at how happy she looks. See, how do you not get happy seeing SpongeBob? And that's why I love him so much. So I'm glad that I left SpongeBob there. I have that one. I think I have like 4 of that plus SpongeBob. So that way it's good that she got to get that smile. That's what it's all about. That's so cool. Okay, so we went to another toy booth and I looked around and I might have found some other yellow fellows over there. So I grabbed those. I thought I grabbed this one at the other place. I actually grabbed it here, but I did grab another Pikachu that I thought I grabbed here. So that one's the same $10. These are also $10, $15 plushies. But again, these are the ones that we sell the most because they're affordable and they're also really, really cute. And I paid $5 for both of them. So adding another 20 bucks onto our value so far. I went over here. I saw some like meal toys and stuff. I mean, I really was looking through those Beanie Babies because Ty Beanie Babies are not the best, but there are a lot of character Ty plushies that are really good. So I was hoping to find something like that, but at least either I missed them or there was never any there. I didn't see anything too interesting. Then I saw more Beanie Baby memorabilia, like the Beanie Baby collection guide. I saw these little Beanie Baby McDonald's toys. There's all this freaking VeggieTales little like finger puppet though and like keychain. That freaking guy wanted like $8 for that freaking Larry the Cucumber VeggieTales keychain. So I didn't get the keychain. I grabbed the little finger puppet, but he was wanting way too much for that freaking keychain for some reason. He had all these McDonald's meals and like, I don't know, I had the feeling like there probably was some good stuff here, but I got to this part of the flea market a little bit late in the day, being it was after the other one. So I don't know, I like to believe that there was some cool stuff here that some people were able to hopefully find, but I just didn't see anything there. Just a lot of Furbies and Beanie Babies, and they were probably collected by the same person, and I loved them for it. Okay, and then I found another box here. I was just looking through all the meal toys to see if I could find anything interesting. I found some of these like Disney watches. I grabbed this Buzz Lightyear one. I thought that one had some pretty cool, like a pretty cool design on it, the artwork altogether. So I added that with my little VeggieTales finger puppet, and I made my way out of here. I think I paid $5 for both of those things. And believe it or not, this little Larry friggin' finger puppet goes for about $15, okay? So it may look weird and tiny, but he powerful. All right, so we got him, and his watch goes for about $5. So $20 from $5, not bad. Today was a productive hunt. You know, we didn't find, at least so far, not yet, so like crazy like $200, $300 items, but a lot of good value items. That's some fun stuff too. And those are the days that, you know, the shop is built of, basically. Not every day is those outlandish, like what the heck days, like the last flea market day. But sometimes it is, and that's why you gotta keep coming and hoping for those days. But these are the days that make the foundation. So then over here I ran into Tommy and we talked for a little bit. I also talked to my friends Caesar and Emilio. Big shout out to them. They have a YouTube channel as well called Lost in Retro. You'll guys get to see a little bit more of them very, very soon here. But we're going to be picking up something huge from them a little bit later as well too. But here's a little moment with Caesar as well as Emilio. What's up, dude? He's over here tweaking. Okay, so looking around, I saw this guy. We'll play the clip for that real quick so you guys can see where it was at and stuff. I love finding weird stuff like this. So yes, this is a Sony Watchman. So you may have heard of a Walkman, haven't you? Huh? So a Walkman is, you know, where you play cassette tapes and stuff like that. But this is the Watchman. So back in the day when your dad wanted to watch the football game or, you know, wanted to tune into the news, they would have to use this and pull this big freaking antenna out and watch on this literal like 1" by 1" screen TV. But you have to admit, this is pretty incredible because back then TV was actually free, but you only got it through satellite. So satellite stations were absolutely free. If you had a satellite, you had access to them, you could watch them. Of course, there was very limited channels. So this gave you access to those satellites to watch TV live, which I think in the 80s, 90s, that's still pretty incredible. Like that's still a pretty ahead of its time concept to be able to have a pocket television with you in the 80s. That's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, the satellites that used to run the majority of television do not work anymore. That they're not a thing. I think there are some small like areas and countries where they still have something like that, but here in the US and especially here in Southern California, they are no longer working, so you cannot actually use this. But there are people that modify these though to use like signals within their own house and like, you know, radios in their backyard, towers they've made, and kind of like watch stuff on them. It's kind of just more of a quirky little like technology piece, and I just grabbed it because I just thought it was so cool. And if you guys that grew up in that time, if you guys had a parent that had one of these, or if you had one of these, let us know in the chat down below. How well did it work? How was the quality? Okay, so walking away from our Watchmen area, not Watchmen, yeah, it was called a Watchmen. I was thinking about the comic book series, but it really was called that Watchman. We found this booth over here, and they just have these random 2 plushies that were like totally bangers too. So I walked on in there, I just saw them from the corner of my eye, I'm like, I'm gonna go take a look, and I actually just saw this little mouse here from Ratatouille, the friend, I forget his name, not Remy, but the other guy. So I grabbed him. And then right next to him was Waddles from Gravity Falls. So you do not see Waddles or Gravity Falls plushies ever. So big plushie day for sure. So Waddles I know is like 20 bucks. I don't know about this dude, but I assume since he's not Remy, he could be a little bit more just because he's a more of an odd character to find in plush form. So I grabbed both those quick for 5 bucks, I think, for both of them again. Okay, so after picking up those 2, I'll turn 5 into 20 any day of the week. We did see a members only jacket. I picked it up just to take a look at it, but those things were so mass produced. I see them literally everywhere, so I didn't grab it, but I did want to share with you guys the SpongeBob members only jacket. I actually have that particular one too, so just shared it with you guys. And then literally as soon as I walk away from there, I turn the corner, walk to the next booth, and bam, there's another one. You can kind of see it. It's a Garfield members only jacket. Like I said, these things are everywhere, so a Garfield members only jacket. And then after that, I did see something that caught my interest, but unfortunately the guy's price was, this is one of those booths too, like I said, where you kind of see the same stuff every time you go there. I don't really know how they do it, how they make that work, but you know, because their prices are high, so their prices are like higher than if you were to get it online. So like they come and everything's still the same every time you come. I don't know how they make that work, but like I said, they had Pokemon cards. I'm always looking for Pokemon card binders. I pick them up, I'll grade the cards, you know, that's how I flip them. Even if I have to pay what they kind of go for, I'm okay with it sometimes, just because I can grade them, or maybe I can spot some cards in there that the average person won't, and find to be able to extract a little bit more value out of it. But the cards that he had here were a lot of comments. Not even many of them were like first edition, nothing shadowless, nothing outstanding. He wanted 300 $50 for them. But he did have one banger card that he's going to bring out here in a second.
How much you asking for this one?
350 everything.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
So you guys can see, he said 350. That card right there is Sabrina's Gengar. We'll put it up on screen here. A beautiful freaking card. I love that card. But that's an unlimited one, not the first edition. Even in that condition, it's maybe like a $200 card. And the rest of those cards were like maybe 25, 40 bucks at the most. So it was like $100 on top of that. And the card wasn't grade worthy. There was just nothing really to be had there. But it was cool to see. So I wanted to share it with you guys. And like I said, I think he's had those cards there for a while. I never took the chance to really look deep into them, but I decided to give it a chance, and I don't think I'll do that next time. We'll just keep it moving. But down the lane, though, of that guy, we did find some pretty freaking spiffy stuff, I will say. You can see some artwork down here in the bottom screen, so let's take a look.
You take 5 for this one? 5. Appreciate it. Thank you. You do 5 for this one? Perfect. There you go. Thank you.
So you guys saw I picked up the artwork there. This is a framed SpongeBob photo here. This looks like it was probably like a fair prize, or you guys know, like if you used to go to the swap meet back in the 90s, you would always see like the booths that had like the blacked out t-shirts with like random cartoon characters as gangsters on it. Sometimes it has some other characters on there, you know, like Tupac and stuff like that. And then it'd have like a wall of like these framed posters. This was definitely one of those, but it is licensed. It's assembled in Mexico, so yeah, this is one of those style for sure. It is a licensed photo though, like poster they put in there. They just kind of frame it up, kind of make it look a little bit more, a little bit nicer, and then they sell them for like, you know, the $5 frame, $5 poster, and then they would sell them at the swap meet for like 20 bucks. They're making $10 a pop on them. So this is what that came from. I got it for $5 though. I actually had this exact poster in my bedroom as a kid, so awesome little pickup there for $5. And I also grabbed this one, the super 90s Looney Tunes artwork right here with all of them dressed up in their best Tommy Hilfiger gear. I love this one, so I decided to grab this for our Whatnot stream. Only $5 too. Comes with the cardboard backing to make it nice and easy to ship as well too, so awesome little pickup for $5. And the value on those, there's no real like value per se. I'm probably gonna ask like maybe $10 for the Looney Tunes poster, and if I don't even know, I might keep the SpongeBob poster. If I don't, then I'll probably ask like around the same, assuming the person pays the shipping on it, because it would probably be a little bit more being that it has the glass frame and stuff. So this guy had this random dot plushie there you guys saw. I just picked it up too. These go for about $10 to $15 again. $10 to $15 for that plushie as well. Not a $10 to $15 plushies either. That's usually I'm not gonna keep justifying it. It's the place.
Check it out, y'all. We got Marcus from Comfort Cartoons.
What's up, guys?
We picked this for you up yesterday, actually.
Dude,
that, but we thought it was cool.
That's freaking fire. Heck
like,
yeah.
Excited. We're like,
I use
that's
pillowcases.
cool.
That's freaking sweet, dude. I'm actually gonna use that,
Do you
dude.
have
No, I don't have this one. I have the bed sheet, I think, but I don't have the actual pillowcase. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
So yes, I did get this from Emilio. I do actually have this bed sheet or this pillowcase, but it's sealed. I have it in the green label like original packaging. So I did not have one like out of the packaging that I could actually use. So I love that so much. That is so freaking cute. I'm definitely gonna use this for like a nap pillow. Perfect. Awesome, awesome addition to the collection. Thank you so much, man. But then I had to go with them to the parking lot and we had to make the big deal, the big deal of the day. And that was for some vintage Pokemon packs. So as you can see, Caesar here, he's actually a little bit older than me and Emilio. He looks pretty young, but he's actually a little older than us. And he was actually around when Pokemon was first coming out. The booster packs were first starting to hit the market. And he had some original first edition packs for Team Rocket, Jungle, and Fossil that he has kept sealed since the beginning. And he has 3 of each of those sets. If you know anything about Pokemon, all of those sets are ridiculously expensive now. And I wanted to pick up all all of them from him. I trust him. I know they're a legitimate source. When you buy booster packs and stuff like that, you want to make sure you're getting it from someone safe, somebody who hasn't resealed them, weighed them, all types of different things that can happen. But I trusted him, so I wanted to pick him up from him, knowing being able to get the opportunity to be able to get something like this and from a trusted source does not come all the time. So I'll let you guys see how that deal played out, and we'll maybe check out those packs at the end here.
Yeah, how much were you thinking on like each pack, or you know, do you have like a lump sum you're thinking about?
I don't.
Okay.
I know they go for, well, these are hot right now, the rockets.
Yeah.
I know they go between $300 to $450 a pack or higher, but it depends on the auction and stuff. So
yeah,
you told
and the
me
condition.
I'm not asking that much. Obviously.
Let's see, so that would be like.
But like, what would you be cool paying
18.
per pack? These are the hottest ones, the rocket ones right now.
Would you do 1,500?
I was looking at 2.
2?
Yeah, but that's a lot. I know that's a lot.
Can we meet the middle 1,750?
What do you think, Dad?
Make it 18. It's yours.
Okay, I'll do the 18. I think
I'll
that's
give you a
worth
good
it.
deal, man.
No, that's a good deal. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you working with me, man. Heck yeah. I'll transfer it to you right now before I take them off.
So I kind of had a rough idea of what the price was going to be, and it is like $1,000 plus, like working its way towards $2,000. But these packs are like really, really expensive. So to kind of set the tone, you might be able to know how the deal went down. But like, for example, this Team Rocket pack here, first edition, this pack right here can easily go from anywhere between $300 to $400 a pack. That's how expensive they are nowadays. I am a huge Pokemon collector. Outside of SpongeBob, that is probably the biggest collection that I have. So this opportunity does not come up often. So like, you know, the basically for the 3 packs that I got from him, if you were to go with that maximum price $400, that's $1,200 right there. Yeah, I had 3 of the fossil, 3 of the jungle. These are about $300 each as well too. But while I was there, he was trying to figure out how to sign to his PayPal and all that stuff. I picked up a hat for Lost in Retro, their YouTube channel, so go check it out. They did not ask me to shout them out or anything like that. They're just super cool guys, and I just wanted to give a little plug in there for you guys to go check it out. If you guys love, you know, flea markets, thrifting, all that type of stuff, go check it out. They're more involved in like the video game aspect of stuff, but they also check out other like retro stuff as well too. And I can't even freaking fit this hat. My head's too damn big. My hair is too damn big, so I can't fit this hat. I just got it to support to support the gang. You know, I like supporting my friends, and I just wanted to get this just to kind of represent them. I'll probably just throw it somewhere in my collection, just kind of hanging out there, or just a collectible piece. And also we had 2 members of the rep pack that came up. I see them all the time at the flea market, but I think this is the first time I've ever got them like directly on camera before. But 2 members of the rep pack, I had traded them an item at the last time they were at the flea market, and they brought me this dill pickles with the little rattle in his hand, as well as this, there's a ghost in here. A Funko Pop just fell off the shelf, and it's like in the most secure spot, and it just tipped over, and there's a demon amongst us. I don't know how that happened. That really freaked me out a little bit. But anyway, we got the dill pickles here to add to the collection, and also this Tommy and Chucky backpack. The figure, I think the plushie I got them was Oli from Roly Poly Oli, I believe his name is. I traded them that. She collected it. I was just gonna probably flip it anyway, so I was like, I'll give it to them, and I can get something. You know, that money would have gone into getting stuff for the collection probably anyway. So I decided to just trade them so I could get the dill and also this awesome hockey backpack with Tommy and Chucky. So really, really happy that I picked these up from them, and thank you guys so much for bringing it over. The only thing is unfortunate is I think right here you can see all these little like pieces. I think at some point there was a net that went over this part right here where the puck went in. That would look absolutely awesome. So if I ever find this backpack again with that net still attached to it, I will definitely probably get a substitute copy, but this is still really, really cool nonetheless as a placeholder copy. And I love this little Bill. Little Bill is a whole different character, but they're also both bald. Little Dill with the rattle. But after that, me and Caesar completed our deal, and you guys will see I ended up paying for them.
All right, so I'm sending him the $1,800 plus $10 for the hat. There we go, bam.
That was like an arrow to the chest. That is a lot. I am not built out of money. That's a lot of money for me. That's a lot. Okay, but the only reason why I did that is because, you know, it's a win for him, and it's also a little bit of a risk for me, but I'm willing to take the risk. If he were to have sold the packs online, at the price that I got them from, I paid $1,800. So like I said, high case, this would be about like maybe somewhere between $350 to $400. So you're looking at about $900 for the Team Rockets. You're looking for about $900 for the Fossil, and about another $900 for the jungle. So that's about $2,800-$2,900, but after fees and stuff, it would probably end up being somewhere around $2,400. I paid him $1,800. He got to get that in cash. He doesn't have to worry about eBay's fees, the taxes on top of it. And not just that, when you're selling 6 different expensive items like that, you never know if somebody's gonna open them, return them. There's a lot more hassle that comes involved with that. So for him, it was easier just to sell them to me at that price. He can wash his hands of it. It's done. He got the money, and now it's my problem, you know? And he also wanted to hook me up with a really good deal, so big shout out to him. And for me, in my case, what I'm thinking about doing is probably, just because, you know, the chance to get these kind of packs is not that often. I might consider opening up 1 or 2 of them, I don't know, but my goal is at least to sell maybe 1 of each of them, or maybe sell enough to get my money back and keep at least 3 of the packs for free. So that way he gets some money so he can help fund his show and what he's trying to do. I sell them off, take all the risk, and having to deal with the customer service aspect of them, making sure all those sales go off smoothly. And after I get all my money back, I basically have 3 first edition packs in the collection for essentially $0. So that's my goal. Hopefully we can make that happen. And that's why I made the pickup, because if it was just $1,800 just gone, that would be really rough. But I had a plan, so that's kind of why, you know, that a plan that would work out for everybody, and hopefully that all works out the way that I'm thinking, and I'm really, really happy. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and these are just beautiful packs. And that actually covers everything. I think I got this. I don't know where I got this. At some point during this day, I ended up with this talking Kermit the Frog too, which I have no clue where this came from, but I got this, and also this Marvin the Martian. Let's just say Marvin is $10, okay? I don't know, but I'm just gonna guess maybe he's $10. Hey, and this Kermit, actually, I paid $5 for him too, and he's actually $40. $40! Okay, our first non-tin. He has like a mouth, he talks and everything too. He was $40, so nice little pickup on him too. So add the $40, the $10, and we're not gonna add the booster packs in there because that's like its own separate transaction. But what a day. You guys let me know what you guys thought of this video. I mean, that was just a crazy day. A lot of freaking plushies, some good fun stuff, and then we got to walk away with some true nostalgic grails, being some first edition Wizards of the Coast Pokemon cards. And again, let me know, do you guys think I should open up 1 pack or just go the safe route in the comments down below? But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, leave a comment down below. And also, if you guys want to support the show further, you can become a member right here on YouTube or also on Patreon for only $2 a month, and it helps immensely with keeping this show going. You also get access to videos that are not available anywhere else, and on Patreon you also get extended versions of every video that I upload here on YouTube. So go check that stuff out. You can also go check out my Whatnot stream where I'm live every single Wednesday and Friday. All of the different plushies and stuff that you saw in this video, likeliness is you will see them over on my Whatnot stream and be able to pick them up. Or I also will be giving away a lot of stuff on my Whatnot streams. Every single week we give away anywhere from 5 to 15 items, so make sure you guys go check that out. The link will be down below. You can enter those giveaways for free. Shipping is free and all, and again, you get $15, actually $20 when you sign up. They just recently increased to $20 when you sign up, so go check that out down below. And I'll see you guys in this video right here that I know you're gonna love. It'll take you on a playlist of all of my other flea market videos. I'll see you guys over there, and as always, Rep Pack, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop!